Hello friends, this is the first issue of Indian superhero Super Commando Dhruv by Raj Comics. Super Commando Dhruv is a popular superhero in India and is known for his intelligence, martial arts and detective skills. He is seen as a symbol of hope and justice. The story begins 18 years ago from now in India's most famous circus called Jupiter Circus. This circus had artists who, with their great artistic and performing skills, entertained the public every day. Like knife thrower Ranjan. When he used to show his knife throwing act, public clapped with joy and anticipation. Ringmaster Sher Khan. When he cracked his whip, animals were ready to do anything he willed. Shooter Suleiman, who could shoot a flying bird even while blindfolded. Motorcyclist Pawan, who made people go crazy with his bike stunt. Muscle Man Hercules, who could break thick metal chains with his bare hands. Because of such fabulous artists, Jupiter Circus was the number one circus in the country. But the main attraction of Jupiter Circus were the two trapeze artists, Radha and Shyam. When they swayed 60 feet above the ground without any safety below, the audience got electrified and leapt out of their seats. So one evening, while they were performing an act, in the middle of the air, Shyam confessed his love to Radha and proposed her. Radha said yes as they landed on ground. The crowd was cheering with enthusiasm. Amidst the noise, she asked Shyam, "What took you so long?" Shyam replied, "Proposing you is more difficult than doing any stunts in air." And like this, both got married happily, and soon Radha gave birth to a son. Radha said to Shyam, "Look, his eyes are shining like a star." Shyam said, "We will call him Dhruv." Those who don't know, I must tell you, Dhruv is the Hindi name for pole star. Soon, Kid Dhruv became the favorite of everyone in the circus, even the animals. The animals used to save their food to bring it for Kid Dhruv. Dhruv was very intelligent. In the circus, everyone was amazed to see as Dhruv started talking to animals. He had learned the language of animals, that too in such a small age. As he turned 5, he had already become a skilled acrobat, knife thrower and shooter. Animals were always ready to do anything to please him. Dhruv's teachers were amazed at his marvelous learning skills. Then, when Dhruv turned 13, it was time for him to learn to drive and trapeze like his parents and build his strength. As always, he excelled in all of these and in no time beat his masters. And when Dhruv was 18, it was time to show his jaw-dropping feats to the audience. Soon he became famous. Kids and adults loved to see him perform. Everything was going perfectly. Jupiter Circus family was thriving with happiness and success. But there was this another circus in town called Globe Circus, which was going down. The owner of Globe Circus was a selfish and brutal man who, with the help of his barbaric muscle man Jobisco, used to abuse and torture the other workers of circus. One day he fed a poor old man to a hungry lion just because the man gave an extra piece of meat to the lion. Jobisco enjoyed throwing the old man in the hungry lion's cage and said, "Oh, poor old man." He slipped and fell into the lion's cage while feeding it. Ha ha ha. So one evening, the boss of Globe Circus was discussing with his man why more people are not coming to watch his circus. Then he overheard a family who were leaving after a show. Woman was saying, "This circus show was pathetic, waste of time." Her son said, "Papa, that other circus we went to see that day, what was its name?" Father replied, "Jupiter Circus, son." The kids got excited hearing that name. The little girl said, "Yes, father, that was some real show. This circus is a drop in the bucket compared to Jupiter Circus." The boss then overheard two guys talking that they will never come again to watch the circus and won't let any of their friends come too. On hearing all this, the boss of Globe Circus went mad with anger. He decided something must be done, and in a secret meeting with Zbyszko, he ordered Zbyszko to go and burn down Jupiter Circus to ashes. Then one night after the last show, everyone was preparing to sleep. Zbyszko was waiting in the shadows outside the Jupiter Circus with two gasoline cans. Zbyszko spread gasoline from the first can all around the tent of the circus and also killed one man during that without making any noise. Then holding the other can, he went inside the tent and walked towards the ring. Zbyszko didn't know Shyam was still up there in the ring fixing the rope. When Shyam saw him and in surprise asked him, "Who is there?" he kicked the gasoline can and the fuel spread all over the floor of the ring. Shyam realized what was happening and he jumped towards Zbyszko, but it was too late. Zbyszko had already lit the fire and was running away. Shyam kicked Zbyszko from behind. Dhruv was up in his tent when he saw fire and ran outside, where he saw his father fighting with Zbyszko. In front of Dhruv, Zbyszko lifted up his father and threw him in the raging fire. Dhruv couldn't do anything. He saw his father die. He froze with shock. Then Dhruv saw the face of his father's murderer. He jumped over the fire and ran after him to catch him. Only one word echoed in his mind, and that was revenge. Zbyszko ran out of the circus tent and quickly sat in the car waiting for him outside. When Dhruv saw the fleeing car, he ran towards his motorcycle and started chasing the car on it. There, inside the circus, death was dancing. Everything was on fire. Men, women, animals, all burned to death. On the road, Dhruv was following the car. A man shot him from the car. Dhruv jumps his motorcycle, the bullet hits the wheel and Dhruv falls down. As he lay on the road, Dhruv gazed at the fading tail lights of the car as it disappeared. Then thinking about the circus, he turned and ran to the circus ground. When he reached there, he saw nothing but only the ashes remained. Fire had engulfed everything and everyone. Dhruv's whole world was consumed by fire. Now he was alone in this whole world. Everything he loved was gone. As tears fell down his eyes, Dhruv took the ashes from the ground in his hand and swore an oath. He cried, "I swear I will avenge the deaths of my loved ones. I will not stop until I punish each and everyone who is responsible." The skies roared and it started raining heavily. The rain had doused the fire completely, but the fire in Dhruv's heart was still burning. Meanwhile, inside Globe Circus, the boss was very happy to hear the news of destruction of Jupiter Circus. But when he learned from Zbyszko that Dhruv was alive, his face went pale and he scolded Zbyszko. "What, you fool! Dhruv is alive? He must have seen you and recognized you. He will be here any moment. Double the security around the circus." He ordered his goons to take the trained beasts with them and kill without hesitation any suspicious stranger they see around. The boss was right. Dhruv was already there. He surveyed the surroundings from the top of a nearby tree and saw armed guards everywhere securing Globe Circus. He saw a tower at some distance. From the tower, a high tension cable was running towards Globe Circus, which supplied electricity there. He climbed the tower and started walking on the cable. It was no big deal for Dhruv to walk on the cable. It was just like walking on the rope he used to in the circus. On reaching the other end, he broke the cable with his feet and the cable fell down to the ground. The ground was still wet because of the rain. High voltage current spread everywhere in a moment and everybody standing fainted from electric shock. Inside the circus tent, the boss asked Zbyszko why there is no electricity. Zbyszko turned on the emergency light and checked outside and said, "The electric cable seems to be broken." Boss frowned. "How did this happen?" And a voice from behind replied, "I broke it." Both Zbyszko and the boss turned and saw Dhruv standing there. Zbyszko said, I'll take care of him, boss. And he moved 2 steps ahead, but he fell 4 steps back as Dhruv kicked him on his face. Before Zbyszko could get up, Dhruv kicked him hard again in the stomach, and he couldn't get up again. Boss cried, "Guards, guards, where is everybody?" Dhruv first gave him a tight slap with his left hand and then punched him with both hands. But suddenly a noose came from above and caught him. Boss cried, "Very good, perfect." Dhruv was hanging helplessly now in front of the boss and Zbyszko. The boss first punched him hard and then told Zbyszko to bring Shaitan the lion. When the lion came, boss said to Dhruv, "You see this lion? He is hungry since 3 days. Now he will feast on you." Zbyszko released the lion. The lion jumped to attack Dhruv but stopped suddenly in the midway. He was listening to something. The lion understood what Dhruv meant as Dhruv roared softly, and then with a loud roar, the lion jumped and untangled with its mouth the rope to which Dhruv was tied. Dhruv was free now. But Zbyszko grabbed Dhruv from behind and started tightening his grip. Seeing this, the lion attacked Zbyszko, and Zbyszko screamed painfully as the lion ate him. Seeing all this, the boss got scared and ran outside. Dhruv tried to stop him because outside still the current was running on the wet ground. But boss didn't listen, and as he stepped outside, he died instantly from the electric shock. Dhruv then lifted the wire carefully with a stick and hung it above the ground. The night was almost over and sun had started to rise. The culprits were dead. Dhruv had taken his revenge. He quietly left the place. Next day, Dhruv was sitting with the superintendent of police in the police station. The SP, the police chief's name was Rajan Mehra, and he was saying, "We believe your story. Zbyszko's fingerprints match with those found on the gasoline cans lying near the circus. You are right." Dhruv thanked the police chief and was about to leave when Rajan Mehra, the police chief, asked him, "Where will you go now, kid? You have no one left in this world." Dhruva replied, "I haven't thought of it, but I did already." Rajan Mehra replied, "There is a man who has one daughter and he always wished for a son like you. You can stay with him as a part of his family. Let me take you there." Dhruv hesitated, but then he agreed. When they both reached the doorstep of his new family, Dhruv was scared. He said, "I wonder whether they will like me or not." Rajan Mehra said, "Nonsense. There is no reason to not like you. And listen, the owner of this house is Rajan Mehra, meaning me." Dhruv was surprised. As the door opened, Rajan Mehra's wife greeted Dhruv, saying, "You are welcome in your new home, Dhruv dear." The girl also said, "You are welcome, brother Dhruv." Dhruv couldn't say anything to them. He was so happy, he choked with joy. And so, the first issue ends here. The next issue in Dhruva's comic series is The Roman Assassin, which I will present to you shortly. Please share your thoughts about this video in the comment section. I will see you soon in my next video. Till then, goodbye and thanks for watching.